Good evening. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network presents the DCTV 4-H Evening News Program for October 2nd, 2019. Our camera person tonight is Aubrey. Video and sound engineer and producer, yours truly. Teleprompter and prompter, Hannah. This is The Nolan Show, featuring him as anchor and meteorologist. And this is your news director, Lynn. Now, the news.
Help us keep our news show on the air by becoming a sponsor. You can buy a sponsorship by calling 970-677-4119. That's 970-677-4119. Now for the news. Hi, I'm Nolan, and our first story is from the Journal. Sentencing phase of statewide pot bus begins. The sentencing phase of a wide-reaching illegal marijuana farm and distribution network that included operations in Montezuma County has begun. From Rifle to Grand Junction and Cortez to Denver, illegal farms and distribution networks were allegedly established by a group of Chinese nationals, according to the Drug Enforcement Agency, U.S. attorneys, and state and local law enforcement. Dozens of arrests have been made in the case, including in Montezuma County, where several illegal marijuana farms were raided in August of 2018. The investigation showed they were linked to similar operations in Rifle and Grand Junction that were also raided as part of an investigation dating to 2016. On September 30th, Peter of Grand Junction was sentenced to 7 years for his role in the legal marijuana operation that reportedly was linked to the raided pot farms in Montezuma County. Peter, while supervising at least 5 others, harvesting the field and loaded it onto 2 large trucks, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. On September 23, 2017, one of the 2 trucks was intercepted by law enforcement and discovered to contain a significant quantity of freshly harvested marijuana that would result in at least 50 kilograms of usable marijuana, according to court records. The truck was destined for a warehouse in Grand Junction, where he and others supervised the cultivation of an additional 1,034 marijuana plants and the processing for later distribution. That's a lot. This case was investigated by the DEA with substantial assistance from Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives. That's an odd combination. In Montezuma County, the U.S. Attorney's Office seeks to obtain and sell 3 properties connected to raids last year. One of the 4 defendants has been offered a plea deal in exchange for cooperating in the case against the other suspects. In August, Yang pleaded guilty to a single charge of conspiracy to distribute 100 or more marijuana plants. She has agreed to cooperate in the case against other defendants and will receive a recommendation for a reduced sentence according to the plea deal. This story is from the Journal. First frost expected early Thursday in southwest Colorado. Some gardeners in southwest Colorado could get nipped tonight by the first frost of the season. The overnight low in Durango is expected to drop to 29 degrees for about 2 or 3 hours early Thursday, a freeze that will likely be felt by tomatoes and other sensitive garden plants, said Chris Cuoco, meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Grand Junction. It could definitely be hard enough to damage them, he said. Temperatures could rebound to the upper 30s and 40s on Thursday and Friday, he said. It's odd how it will just go from like 29 to 50, and it's irritating. But Sunday and Monday overnight, temperatures could drop again to below freezing, he said. The timing of the first hard frost of the season and the general drop in overnight lows is about average for the area, Cuoco said. Cooler temperatures should coincide with calmer winds, a change from the gusty weather that swept through the region last weekend and the first part of this week. Temperatures in the Cortez area are expected to drop to 37 degrees. Thursday's high is expected to reach 72. That's such a high difference. Gardeners still waiting for some vegetables to ripen can try to save their plants using plastic jugs and water, said Lindley Dixon with Adobe House Farm. Placing plastic jugs filled with water around plants during the day can capture energy that can then help keep plants warm overnight. Good to know. Water has this capacity to store a ton of energy. Covering the plants in water jugs overnight can help keep plants warm during lighter frost. This story is from the Durango Herald. Fall colors expected to peak in coming days. Oh, good. Autumn is here, but the fall colors that dress the San Juan Mountains in a golden hue have for the most part been late to the party. But that's all expected to change in the coming days and weeks. Here's some things you need to know about how to get the best viewing out of fall's colors. Dan West, an entomologist with the Colorado State Forest Service, said predicting peak colors is no easy task. It's just not an exact science because of all the variables. Shortened days start to trigger leaves to change. Less sunlight means leaves stop producing as much chlorophyll, which is responsible for giving leaves their greenish hue during photosynthesis. In turn, other chemicals in leaves take dominance, which turn colors orange and yellow. But West said the amount of sunlight a tree receives is not the only factor in predicting peak colors. Otherwise, it would be the same day every year. Temperature, wind, and precipitation all influence the timing. For the past 2 decades or so, the U.S. Forest Service has maintained and operated a fall colors report for the most up-to-date information about how fall color conditions are shaping up in the forest. I can't talk today. Devin Wenner, a spokesman for the Forest Service, said an email is sent to employees in the field each fall, asking staffers to report where trees are in the spectrum of fall color process. As of Tuesday, for instance, the area of Mullis Pass to Silverton had reached about 80% of its expected peak colors. The town of Silverton itself tends to be one of the first areas to turn colors. Recently, Wenner said Forest Service employees have been asked to take photos of the changing colors to be posted on the report and social media. He said the report is updated at least once a week and sometimes more frequently depending on feedback from staffers. Because of a cold spring and a late start to summer, peak fall colors are showing up later than normal across the state, West said. The highest elevations in latitude usually turn first during mid-September, but in the northern part of the state, this process is happening about 3 weeks late. West said trees in southwest Colorado are just starting to turn. A meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Grand Junction said high winds the past few days may have knocked a good bit off leaves and trees in the area. Over the next 2 days, overnight temperatures in Durango and at high elevations are expected to dip below freezing. Precipitation is also possible Thursday night into Friday, all of which will affect changing the leaves. This story is from the Durango Herald. Rockies focused on rebound, not future of Nolan Arenado. My name's Nolan. Colorado Rockies owner Dick Monfort says nobody in the front office is worried that star Nolan Arenado will opt out of his $260 million contract in 2 years. That's a lot. If there's a list of issues that we need to deal with, that is like no. Number 775 on the page. Monfort said Tuesday, so I don't think any of us are really worried about it at this time. The 28-year-old third baseman had another productive season, hitting a career-high .315 with 41 homers and 118 RBIs, and is likely to win his 7th consecutive Gold Glove Award. The Rockies' win total, however, plummeted from 91 to 71, the largest regression in franchise history. Arenado, who signed the 8-year, $260 million contract in the spring training, has said he does not want to be like former Rockies first baseman Todd Helton, who played his entire 17-year career with the team and went to postseason just twice. In addition to the possibility of Arenado opting out of his contract after 2021, topics included the poor play by first baseman Daniel Murphy, the Rockies' only notable free agent addition last winter, a new TV contract with AT&T Sports Network, the Major League coaching staff, and how quickly the Rockies can bounce back after seeing their 2-year playoff run snapped. The 5 members of the opening day rotation ended the season on the injured list, as did reliever Scott Auberg shortly after assuming the closer's role, and outfielder Dave Dahl, a first-time All-Star this year who had become the regular center fielder. Injuries were just part of the story. They're not an excuse or an explanation of the whole season, but you can't ignore it. The Rockies expect Murphy to make a concerted effort to get in better shape before spring training. Did he play on a scouting scale in average first base? Probably not, Black said. I think another off-season with Daniel getting in work at first base and taking the steps he has told me he's going to take it this winter to come back with a vengeance and play like he's capable both on offense and defense. I think we'll see a different Daniel Murphy next year. Black, who will be entering his 3rd season as Rockies manager in 2020, has had little turnover on his coaching staff. Got to let the emotion of the season die down here a little bit. So we'll catch up on some energy and some sleep and make some decisions in the coming weeks. Weird news. Unable to find our website for customary dumb laws segment, I opt for this weird news story. Woman climbed into Bronx Zoo exhibit to taunt lion. It's a great idea. You've heard of swimming with the sharks, but what about dancing with the lions? That's what one woman did Saturday at New York City's Bronx Zoo when she climbed over the safety rail on the African lion exhibit. The unidentified woman was filmed standing in the exhibit near a lion with only a moat of a 14-foot drop separating them, according to CBS New York. The woman appears to dance for the lion, who doesn't appear to be impressed, based on this Instagram video of the incident. Hernan Reynoso, who filmed the video above, told WNBC TV that first he thought the woman and her dancing were all part of the exhibit. That quickly changed. I can't talk today. But when I see she was just there dancing, saying hi to the lion and everything, that was crazy, Reynoso said. Reynoso also said when he saw the lion start to get agitated and roar at the woman, he decided to grab his family and leave the scene. Bronx Zoo officials told WABC TV that there were no injuries from the encounter, but that it was a zero-tolerance policy for antics of this sort. This action was a serious violation and unlawful trespass that could have resulted in serious injury or death. Barriers and rules are in place to keep both visitors, staff, and animals safe, the zoo said in a statement. The woman has not been identified, but the zoo is currently filing a criminal trespass report against her, the station said. And now for our weather report with me. Our current data comes from the DCTV weather station located in beautiful downtown Duff Creek. The current temperature is 64 degrees. Today's high was also 64 degrees. The low is 39 degrees. The barometer is at 29.93 inches and falling. Humidity is at 12%. Wind is between 1 and 8 miles per hour from the northwest. Gusts have been up to 21 miles per hour. There were 0.00 of an inch of moisture in the DCTV weather station today. Moisture for the new month is also 0.00 of an inch. Moisture accumulation for the year is 10.23 inches. That's from the National Weather Service, here is the big map. There's rain activity along the Pacific coast, both Washington and Oregon. This way. This kind of purple area indicates rain and snow mixed into... where's purple? Where's the purple area? Let me do this. And snow mixed in a large area of the north part of the nation, and it turns to green, indicate... Oh, hey, here's the purple area. Then it turns into green, indicating just rain. So, yeah. Just rain further east. So, this way, over here where it's green. This large area, the green dot to New Mexico and New England states, shows a large area of possible thunderstorms and rain. Down here. The red slashed area in the middle tells us that at times those thunderstorms could be severe. I can't believe I did that. Most of the southeast corridor of the country shows no precipitation, except for Florida. Rain mixed with thunderstorms there. And now for our exclusive DCTV 5-day forecast. This way. So Thursday we have sunny with a high of 73 and a low of 47. Friday is also sunny with a high of 72 and a low of 40. Saturday is sunny again with a high of 70 and a low of 39. And Sunday is mostly sunny with a 71 and low of 39. And Monday is mostly sunny with a high of 71 and a low of 41. So it's getting colder. And now for our climate change report. This way. We're going to go this way. CO2 carbon dioxide is considered a greenhouse gas and is one of the principal causes of climate change. CO2 traps heat in the atmosphere, which causes the climate instability. This results in significant variations worldwide of moisture in hot and cold temperatures. But the general climate trend is that the planet is slowly warming. Therefore, it is important that we report the CO2 change. The following are the CO2 numbers in parts per million. Last week was 408.32. 2 weeks ago was 408.5. Last year was 405.63. 10 years ago was 384.73. 50 years ago was 322.38. Thanks to Dr. Peter Tans, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, and to Michael McGee of the CO2.Earth Network for providing this information. Remember, you can help keep our Kids News Show on the air by buying a sponsorship. To become a sponsor, call 970-677-4119. That's 970-677-4119. Thank you. Now back to our news director.
And that's the end of today's DCTV news program. Good night, and thank you for watching.